Happy Earth Day. This Earth Day, we need to reflect on our priorities for tackling climate change. Here's what I believe. We need to make huge investments in solar, in wind, and in electric vehicles. We need to push back against the defeatism that says you can't get to a 100% renewable energy powered economy. Let me give you the example of solar. 10 years ago, solar was 0.1% of US total production. Today, solar is 2% of US production. Now that may not seem like a big deal, but here's why it is. That means solar has been growing at 35% a year, doubling almost 2.5 years. Now I live in Silicon Valley. We understand the Moore's Law, which means that new technology doubles about every 2 years. What does this mean? If we continue making the investments and with the steep cost reductions, this means you could get to 100% renewable energy just in solar within 15 years. What does it take? We need to make some investments in solar farms, in wind farms. We need to make sure that the electric vehicle market is in the United States, not China. I was at NIO in my district the other day, an electric vehicle company, and they're selling to China because 2/3 of the market is there. Why aren't we creating the market in the United States? This is why this Earth Day, we need to be bold. We need to be about the moonshot of our generation, that we invest in renewable energy and usher in this new era for America. America is the only country that has landed someone on the moon. We're the only country that has had 7 successful landings on Mars. No other country has actually even landed successfully a machine on Mars. We need to lead the clean energy future, and we can. Happy Earth Day.
Every time I see Khanna, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right on all the issues, but being right isn't enough. You got to lead. And every time he leads, every time.
Yeah.
So, guys, you have to remember, Khanna is also recently elected. He beat Mike Honda just basically a cycle before the AOC win, etc. And so for the overwhelming majority of the time that the Young Turks has been on air, for over a dozen years, we had almost nobody. So you always had Bernie Sanders, right? And for a little while you had Elizabeth Warren. But in the House, their idea of a progressive was Steny Hoyer. And so, look, there's some, Steve Cohen's good on some issues, Yarmouth is good on, but you're stretching. Right now, Tim Ryan is running for president as like an avowed, moderate, centrist, corporate-friendly politician. He was as good as it gets back in the day. And so when you see real progressives in Congress fighting for the issues that matter, there is definitely a little bit of a sea change, if you will, in the House as well.
Yeah, having him and thankfully now after this most recent election, him having backup too. Not backup, that makes it seem like they're behind him. No, but the fact that he is now part of a bloc that is going to be pushing these policies. And we're focusing obviously on the climate stuff and the environmental stuff, which he is great on. But he's a leader in other areas as well. Like it's one thing to, in your mind be like, for instance, anti-war or to make some statements. He pushed for a long time to get that resolution on Yemen, him and Bernie Sanders and others as well. And so he is an actual leader. And it's kind of depressing that he doesn't get more, I would say, recognition for that, because I think that for actual progressives, they have seen him out there for some time, and I hope that eventually he does get the recognition he deserves. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.